we are back. So, Vinchester versus Spring, game number 2. What a fantastic game we had in that first one. And now we're going into game 2 with Vinchester taking the score lead. Hopefully the microphone is more synced up now. I really hope so. Otherwise, we're in a bit of an awkward position, aren't we? Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. If it's still bad, you guys need to let me know because I don't know what's causing it and it's kind of come out of nowhere. So game 2 then, we got Vinchester up to the northwest of the map, and he's playing as the Aztecs up here. And down to the south of the map, in the blue, we got Spring playing as the Huns. And actually, you say that, Ryaxnub, you say, what a surprise, it's Huns. But this is actually the first time we've seen Huns on Arabia so far in this event. And that's actually awesome. The stream title has been updated. F5 it if you really want to see that the stream title has been updated. I don't think it really matters to those of you actually. I mean, yeah, I don't really know what. I don't really know why that matters too much right now, but I'm glad that the sound delay seems more fixed. Hopefully, it's going to be okay, and you guys can let me know. So yeah, Spring down to the south in the blue as the Huns, Vinchester up to the northwest as the Aztecs. Awesome stuff, and Spring here calling a quick pause. He just says sec, and he's going to pause the game for a moment as he goes to do whatever it is he's going to do. So anyway, talking about this matchup then, I'm not surprised really that Spring has chosen to play as the Huns, because Spring is a very aggressive player like we saw in the last game. The Huns suit his play style, and I think that's really, really awesome. Lord Turbo Tom, is it correct that the Juan versus Yo stream was only Hearthstone? That is incorrect. We did cast Juan versus Yo. We did catch those games in the end. Just Juan was like an hour and a half late, so we replaced that time with Hearthstone. Then we casted the games anyway. Frank as an archer, I think I will do that. I will add editors to the channel at some point. I need to just sort that out. But yeah, so Spring choosing the Huns here, I think that's almost an expected choice because he, like I said in the last game, he plays Arabia Huns a lot. And there we go. He's going to unpause the game now. We're going to be able to get these this game continuing. Okay, no, never mind. 1 sec, he says. We'll just wait, no problem. It's okay. Doesn't matter, Spring. You take your time. You take your time. We've got all day, haven't we? Or really, no, we haven't, but it's all right. He'll unpause in a minute, I'm sure. Let's have a quick look at the maps then. It does look like both players have a forward gold here, which is not pleasant for either of them. And for Vinchester, probably less so because it's right on a hill. They're saying that Springs is also on a hill, so I think both of these golds equally bad. Both of them up against a tree line as well, and that again is going to be favorable for high aggression. Now we kind of expect that Vinch here will go for a drush since he's playing as the Aztecs, and the Hun player, Spring, might be tempted to do similar as well. So there you go, game unpausing now, and well, we thought it was unpausing. Still paused. There we go. Unpaused and awesome. So we're like a couple of seconds behind the host, but it's fine. This is all good in the hood right now. Spring here, moving out those villagers to the wood expected. So everything's all good right now. Anyway, does look like you might have a small problem with sheep here. In fact, almost enough to call a restart. If he calls a that's going to be annoying. There you go, bringing his sheep back just in time. I thought for a minute that he was going to run out of sheep under the TEC, which would have been catastrophic. But he's got them in now, so that's fine. But like I say, well, there you go. Vinch calling a restart anyway. He's going to call him and I don't know why he's gone for a here. Let's have a quick look. It could be because his gold is really bad. It could be because he just doesn't like his map. I'm looking actually real quick. Where's his second boar? I don't see. Oh, it's over there. So that's not too bad. But he's going to call for a restart. So all that waiting, and then they call for a anyway. They're trolling us. Alright, so we're going to have to just wait a second while they relaunch the game here. Shouldn't take them long. Hashtag anticlimax. Indeed, indeed. Well, you know, that first game was awesome, and I think this second game is going to be really nice as well. It's a shame you missed the end there, Taurus. Vinch won by being awesome. He regained map control once he hit Imp, and then closed it out, which was really good, really good. Okay, so there we go then. Alrighty, let's just sort this out. Let's go in game. Okay, guys, so there we go. We are in now with game number 2, the restarted game number 2. Vinchester using up his restart there and calling it within the 5-minute mark. So he's got the re, and he now cannot use his a restart for any more games this series. But yeah, down to the sort of, actually off to the east of the map in the purple, we've got Vinch playing as the Aztecs. And off to the west of the map in the blue, we've got Spring playing as the Huns. So quite a non-mirror Civ matchup, which is lovely. And unsurprising, really, that Spring has chosen to play the Huns here, because he is the, well, the kind of Arabia Hun whore of these two guys. So after that last game, we saw him playing really, really aggressively, pushing. Vinchester really struggling to deal with that aggression. And Spring, I think, could have won that game. I think Spring could have won that game had he have found Vinchester's sort of second base a little sooner. Now, in this situation on Arabia, that's going to be harder to do. If Spring plays super aggressively again, Vinchester can't really go and make a second base like he did in the last game, because the map doesn't work for it. There's no real places where he could go and build that second base. I guess he could, I mean, get risky and build one out here, but it's really unlikely on Arabia, I feel. But that aggressive style from Spring really suits the play of the Huns, and I think that's why he's gone for the Huns here. Of course, against the Aztecs, though, you are expecting the Aztecs to do a drush, and I'm kind of expecting we'll see Spring do a drush as well, just to kind of deal with that. It depends on his map, and looking at his map here, it does seem very open and very easy to drush for Vinch, so probably going to be the case that Spring will drush this one, just because his map is so open here. Both of these guys do have a back gold this time around, though. Last time it was a forward gold for both. Vinch with a nice gold in the back, and of course Spring with a back gold here as well. Now, looking at the maps in general, it does seem like Vinchester's map is a lot nicer, mostly because of this cliff. I mean, look at this. It's a real straight line of wall, effectively. And, you know, having a look at this, if that cliff wasn't there, Vinch would have a much harder wall on his hands. As it is, he's only got a wall up to this corner, which is a lot less than he would if he had to wall all the way down here and back here. So, easy walls for Vinch on this left side. On the right side, though, not so nice, I guess. This wood line is a little awkward, and the wood from for Vinch here is either take a front wood or take a back wood that's really far away and easy to harass. So, I think maybe in this situation, Vinchester here might find that wood getting harassed a little bit. In this situation, though, Spring's map, nice backwood for him, but like I said earlier, very, very open. You might be tempted to try and kind of build up here on this hill, because otherwise Vinch gets an attack bonus downhill onto any villagers here, and also builds on the berries. Now, Vinch coming in with his scout, but not going to be able to steal anything today. Spring making sure to get that boar in quickly, so that Vinch can't go ahead and steal it. But it didn't look like Vinchester was really planning on stealing anyway. And, oh no, Spring right here. Gonna lose a villager. Oh dearie me. Taking advantage of the hill bonus. And Vinchester getting a very easy villager kill, since Spring does not have loom. Those vills gonna be so easy to kill. And that's put Spring down in a very disappointing manner. He's really going to be screwed over by that. One villager down at this stage of the game is huge, and obviously still no loom, so Vinch maybe even going to be able to get another one, but it seems unlikely now as he moves away. And it seems like, yeah, Vinchester didn't really go out with the intention of actually stealing a boar. He kind of just, I don't know, he kind of scouted his own base pretty well. If someone goes out to steal a boar, they generally do it straight away, rather than scouting their own base so well, which is risky, but oftentimes the risk does pay off. But he can't call for a restart here. Spring could not call for a restart because it was already past the 5-minute mark, so no restart could be called for him, which is a little shame. Heal Wololobot. Yeah, hello, sorry. Wololobot is still dead. We're waiting for Idle Beaver to come back so he can turn it back on again. Unfortunately, I don't have much control over Wololobot. It's all on Idle to be able to get him up and running. At the moment as well, I was going to say Spring here, looks like he's about to run out of sheep. And this is a horrible, horrible start for him because he's not found the 2 sheep on the left side. He's not scouted them. And now he's spending time pushing deer into his TC whilst these guys sit idle underneath. It's literally the worst start imaginable. Sending more villagers out to berries, proceeding some farms now, which is going to have to happen anyway. But not finding those sheep is a big deal. Not losing that villager early on is also a very, very big deal. But yeah, hello to everyone in the chat. The chat's been really kind of quite quiet today. You almost wouldn't think we had so many viewers right now. I want you guys to be more active. I'm going to make more of an effort to talk in the chat as well. Not to interact with the chat as well. It's not so good for the guys on YouTube, I guess. But at the same time, I feel like the live stream needs that extra interaction. And I'm trying to do my best. I just end up getting sucked into the game, you know, getting really pulled into it. So anyway, Spring here, making those 5 militia. Doesn't have a huge amount of choice there, and neglecting to do loom still in favor of getting that 5th militia out. Oh, forging iron. I'm your bae. Before anyone else, yo. Of course. Thank you. What do you want to talk about? I sound like a needy girlfriend, don't I? Almost. Anyway, Spring here. Obviously, 5 militia out on this left side, and he's going to try and protect his vills, but still no loom. This could be devastating as these militia from Vinch come in, and just, oh goodness me. He's going to be able to engage them, though, and if he can win this fight, that's going to be good, but Spring's going up to feudal, so he's locked out from that loom upgrade. There's no option to get it until he reaches the feudal age. It's not good, and obviously Vinch here probably going to be going for the vills rather than the militia, and quite rightly so. At the moment, I'm kind of wondering what he is doing. There you go, he's going to clobber that villager there on that right-hand side, doing so much damage. And I thought really he might have tried to engage Spring while he had the hill advantage and then clobber the villagers afterwards, since, well, Spring cannot get loom now. But no, he's just baiting him around. He's going to try and fight. But obviously these villagers are pretty quick. They're going to move out the way. And Vinch, unable to find any villagers just yet, but knocking a significant amount of health off of a lot of these guys, making it easier to kill them later on, I suppose. There you go, into the woodline now, and he might just find a villager here. There's one down, surely. Down she goes, down he goes. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. 4 villagers down for Spring already. Oh, that hurts, man. That hurts so hard. Oof, that hurts a lot. Cats are greater than dogs, the most controversial talk. Goodness me, yeah, cats. I love cats, but I also love dogs. I could not choose between them if I had to. We're planning on getting a dog soon, so I'd have to say dogs are greater than cats for the time being. But saying that, the dog that we're getting is pretty much like a cat anyway. We're planning on getting an Italian Greyhound, so it's kind of like the most cat-like dog you could get, and I think that's the best of both worlds, really. So here we go. Spring gonna maybe equalize a little bit here, but unlikely, as Vinchester does actually have loom. Spring now moving across with these men-at-arms, and Vinch with a full wall off, just going up to the castle age, casually, as you do, up to castle with 31 villagers. Spring in the feudal age with 26 villagers, doing the man-at-arms upgrade, fighting against a full wall. Not good. Not good at all. Goodness me. That's really terrible. Not to do loom there was just the biggest mistake he could possibly make. And he only delayed loom because he wanted to squeeze out that extra militia. Those extra 2 militias even. As it stands, Spring now has got loom, thankfully. And he's coming forwards here with archers and man-at-arms to try and pressure this. But seriously, it's looking grim. Looking very grim, to say the least. Vinch, he can go ahead and build an archery range back here now. He doesn't have to finish this one. Of course, he's going to feel a little bit of the heat from these men-at-arms, but he'll be in the castle age by the time these guys are really able to do any damage, I feel, and at that point, these archers will have dealt with them already. Both of these guys do have fletching, And Vinchester here, unable to get this wall up. And in this situation, Spring has to kill some villagers here. There's not really much else he's got to do. He's just got to kill vills. That's all there is to it. Looks like he'll get one, as Vinchester's villager there gets frightened, paralyzed by fear, and keeps stopping as he tries to run away. Loses an archer, sorry. But Vinch with a quick wall on his right side. We see this kind of thing from him a lot. He's very good at that. And an archery range coming up on this right side as well. An archer coming in. Bodkin arrow as well. And Vinchester's really not messing around here, is he? This is going to be grim, I think. But Spring up to his old tricks. It looks like that last game all over again. Sending skirms forward, sending man-at-arms forward, and just getting super duper aggressive on the front. Vinchester knows that he can win in this position. He knows he's won in this position before. And maybe feeling comfortable and confident in getting this. By the way, guys, if you want to send a message to me during the stream in the chat, if you put at ZeroEmpires, then I'll be able to see it a lot easier. Otherwise, I might just assume you're kind of talking to each other. But if you say at ZeroEmpires, then I'll see it because it'll stand out and I'll know that that's a message intended for me to read. Tank Monkey said, in Arabia, what is the best time to research loom? The best time to research loom in Arabia is right at the end of the feudal age. It kind of depends. It depends on the situation. Ideally, you want to delay loom as long as possible because it makes your economy more efficient. And obviously, you're going to have more villagers gathering during the Dark Age. But if your opponent is drushing you and it's not looking too good, you should probably get loom anyway. So, yeah, generally speaking, you should get it at the end of the feudal age if you're doing a fast feudal. Or, if you're being up against a drush, you should do it, get loom instead of 5 militia, really. In most situations. People spamming my name in the chat now. Oh yeah, you don't actually need the app, Bendover. You don't need the app. But anyway, you should give me a shout out. Oh, titties, you get shout outs all the time. Don't be greedy, man. If you were serious, well, it's a good job I said that then. Oh gosh, okay. Swatter asks if I prefer blonde or brunettes. Well, neither, to be honest with you. I prefer redheads. And Hannah's like just got home from work. She's like punching the air with her fist there. Because she's neither as well. Anyway, those man-at-arms look like they're going to get a couple of kills in here, but unable to seal the deal as that Mangonel there looking a little strong, a little potent. But Spring's high aggression seems to be paying once again. It looks like it's just looking solid. There's a lot of units coming in here, and a few villagers going down at the back for Vinch. Look at that, one down in the wood line, I think another as well. And right now, one of those mangonels went down pretty quickly there, and that tower is allowing Spring to apply this pressure much more effectively. Another tower going up at the back of this wood line. Maybe one more villager will go down, but Vinch with tons of idle time, and Spring just proving that he doesn't need the castle age. He don't need that. Ain't nobody got time for that, especially not Spring. Spring dodging as many of these mangonel shots as he can, keeping his army as alive as possible, and doing a fantastic job in here. I can't believe it, but Vinch still with a small score lead, which is very good as well. Is this map CT-sided? Well, if Spring was the CTs, I would say yes, very CT-sided. Well, they're saying that Spring would be more like the terrorist, considering he's the aggressor here. So no, this map is not CT-sided. This map is very T-sided, considering it favors aggression. So my bad. Ignore me. It's a T-sided map, that's for sure. All right, so Spring. Holding out against this Mangonel, finding more villagers here. And Spring at the moment does have an extra 7 villagers on the map, which is very strong for now. Bear in mind, though, he is taking quite a bit of stone, but that's really negligible at this point. He is applying the pressure with these towers, and that's what matters here. Vinch forced to take stone. He's gone out to the right side to take this gold, but he's going to be caught out of position. How many villagers down right there? 3, 4, maybe 5 by the time Spring's done with him. And fantastic micro from Spring as he does wheelbarrow now, just to make his economy that much more efficient. But just, oh, such good play. It's almost like these mangonels don't matter to Spring. They can't do anything. And Spring here might find some more villagers on this stone because some of them are seriously low. And Vinchester's just crumbling. He's falling apart. A couple of these archers will finally go down, but they've already paid for themselves, really, in the amount of damage they've done. He's back at this gold, hitting these guys as well. A little crossfire going on right here. This is fantastic. Fantastic play from Spring. How does he do this? Sheer pure aggression. Hack Skill asks, is this map Baltic? It might just be. Are there any non-random maps? No, if you mean like static, sort of randomly generated, but no, there's not. There's no mirror standard static maps in Age of Empires. It's not possible to generate them, unfortunately, with the random map script. They could be made inside of the scenario editor, but typically they're not. Yeah, part of the Age of Empires is really the randomness that the maps give. It gives so much more to the game, and I feel like the random maps, although they can shaft players occasionally who get terrible maps, that's kind of why we have restarts, isn't it? And there you go. Spring now up to the Castle Age, making the best of what started off as a very bad situation. He didn't need those villagers. He doesn't need the Castle Age. And now he is on the way up to the Castle Age. I tried to think what comes next. And at the moment, it looks like it's going to be 3 stable knights. Yeah, because Spring doesn't do things in half measures. 3 stable knights. Okay, go for it. Knock your socks off. Knock yourself out. Gonna absolutely be loving that. Oh, look at this. Oh, this Spring is getting so cheeky. So cheeky. That army sat by the mangonels so it can't attack them, whilst his army is busy attacking other stuff. Oh, such good micro. Vinchester doesn't know what's hit him right now, and he's just bringing all the villas off the line here. Oh my god! Killing 2 villagers with his own mangonel. Was it worth it? Really? Was that trade worth it? Oh my... Jesus Christ. This is just nuts. Absolutely nuts, and Spring's still finding villager kills here. Yet amazingly, Vinchester is still up there in the scores. Hilarious, absolutely hilarious play. And Spring, once he hits castle and brings these knights in, it's GG for Vinch. There's no other way about it. The only thing stopping Spring getting the GG right now is this single mangonel. If I was reincarnated as a vegetable, would you be a tomato? No, because tomatoes are fruits, and I don't like fruit. No, well, to be fair, I don't eat fruit, which is actually really bad, but I wouldn't be a tomato, no. If I was reincarnated as a vegetable, ooh, hard to say what I'd be, actually. Maybe a potato, because I think I resemble one. Anyway, Spring here, coming out with the knights. 3 knights coming out, and that's just the end game for Vinch now, I feel. He is, send him over there. Bloodlines is done, +1 defense is done. And Spring here, 6 knights on the way out. Going for cavalry archers as well, of course, since he is the Huns. He may as well. And this is just a fantastic play, and I'm loving the fact that the Aztecs are doing so well. Sorry, I mean the Huns are doing so well in the face of the Aztecs here. It's worth noting that the Aztecs are still clinging in there, mostly, I think, due to their eco. But still, Vinch here with a single monk coming out. He will get the trade, and that's worth it for Vinchester. Even if his monk dies, it's worth it. Spring in the chat there saying, you're not going to wall your way out of this one. If I was Spring right now, I'd be checking the corners of the map for Vinchester's second economy. Like, really, you'd think maybe after that first game, he might have just, you know, scouted the north of the map and the south of the map to see if Vinch had a second eco hidden away somewhere. But after taking out that monk, the converted knights, being able to not seal the deal, the mangonel going down, Vinchester calling GG. And what a fantastic game from Spring. What started off as such a bad start, turned completely around, and Spring there getting the win at the end of the day. Really fantastic play. Like, it really just so good from him, and that was just so enjoyable. These games so far have been fantastic. Possibly the best games of the event so far, I'd go as far as to say. So great stuff. It's 1-1, which means we're guaranteed to see the 4th and final game, and we're going to come out now. Thank you everyone for tuning in.